How do we go from this traditional sourcing world that most of us have grown up with to a new world of digital sourcing? And there are a number of themes I'll run through very quickly. We've gone from a cost-centric world with digital to a value-centric world. What do I mean by that? Well, it always used to be about your mess for less or reducing costs. That's why we outsourced. We're now outsourcing to increase value. We work out how much value we can generate by working together with an innovative service provider as in a partnership to deliver value. So the conversations that we have as advisors and experts in this field are not just about cost reduction now. They are sometimes, they include cost reduction. They're about how do we deliver value together. We don't talk about suppliers of services anymore. We talk about partners in the digital world. We talk about collaborators. We talk about co-innovators. How can we work together better? The O word, the outsourcing word, which we don't, some organizations have never liked to use, doesn't actually get discussed that much. The way we think about working with service providers, it's not about outsourcing something to them. It's working in partnership and collaborating with them. We don't have, therefore, this zero-sum game, us and them type mentality anymore about working with partners. In the digital world, we need to be part of a single team wearing the same shirts. It should be very difficult to distinguish between who's who in a digital agile team. So we have a single team working together. We don't source in a horizontal way now, where we always used to have a, application development, application support, infrastructure, data center, network, operations. That's not the way to do things in an agile, fast-paced environment. So we have to take a vertical slice. You take a product team, which might be, improving customer service, and you work together in a multidiscipline team with people from all of those different disciplines working together in small teams, and that's the way you move to a more agile model. And organizations are gradually pivoting from a horizontal to a vertical operating model. We don't want to be working in silos where we have infrastructure and application development separate, or we have business and IT separate, which has always been the case in most organizations we've all worked in. That's been the case. They're in different areas, they're sitting in different places, we fill out tickets to talk to them. We now think about value streams. We've mapped value streams across the organization. We work out how we're going to deliver them in an agile way with business and technology all working together. The boundaries between the two are becoming more and more blurred. We don't do projects as much as we used to in the old world. We now think about products. We have product teams, and they work together throughout the product lifecycle. It's not just a project to do something with a finite start date and an end date. It's a product where the product team work together, and the product isn't a physical product. The product might be improving customer services. So you have objectives that you need to work towards, and you follow that throughout the lifecycle. So therefore, you don't have project managers in the same way you did before. You have product managers. You don't necessarily have functional teams working on a specific function of technology or finance and accounting or inventory management or whatever it might be. You'll have scrum teams working together in an agile way, small teams that get together daily to work out what it is they're going to do in the same way that they do with software development. We don't have this model which we always used to, especially in outsourcing, where we would build something with strict requirements. We would then hand it over to the business, or it would be handed over to be supported by the operations team. We have the same team doing both, which is such common sense, of course. Its skill sets have changed, and the way we think about these things have changed. So you build it, you run it. We don't accept business as usual anymore. Right? Once you build something, you know that it's going to change. It's going to change incredibly quickly. So you need to be constantly innovating and thinking about how you keep things fresh. So innovation is key. And we don't do things manually if we can help it. We'll automate everything. And I don't just mean automating business processes using RPA. We'll automate the testing process. We'll automate the software release cycle. We'll automate code development if we can. We'll automate everything. And we should be automating judiciously across our entire business wherever we can. We don't necessarily have service catalogs, we have portals. We used to, as an organization, make lots of our fees by helping to design service catalogs. We don't really do that anymore because we have real-time reporting accessed through a portal. So the digital world has changed all of that. And it's not about service level agreements and KPIs and watermelon effects. It's about real-time reporting. We should know exactly what we are getting at any point in time. It's not about RFPs as much as it used to. It's completely changed that world of sourcing where we would do an RFI and then an RFP and then a selection process which might take 9 months. We are doing hackathons for outsourcing deals effectively now. Really, really short spaces of time, service providers working together against each other for a week at a time or days at a time to create a minimal viable product, and then we'll decide how to proceed. It's a completely different mindset. we've gone from an era of having detailed requirements about something which we knew was going to be in place for 3 to 5 years to producing a minimal viable product and then deciding whether we want to proceed or not. It's so difficult to source in the old way when you don't know what it is you're going to be building. Right? You're going to get to something you think, oh, well, actually, now I think, yeah, I can use that as a business, so I will then proceed. How do you do that? It's a completely different mindset to the way we contract and the way that we source.